This couple are visiting their local Indian restaurant. To my mind, anyone who eats foreign food is a traitor and should be shot at dawn.
Woman furious at neighbour for force-feeding ethnic food to her son. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. Let's do this story in the accent that it requires. Woman furious, right, at neighbour for force-feeding ethnic food to her son. That's more like it, isn't it, really? That's how we should do it. A day ago. Right, let's get through this story, all right? A South Asian woman was left dismayed after her neighbour accused her of force-feeding her son to eat that ethnic food, ethnic food. The confrontation occurred after her mother, given the pseudonym Linda, right, should we say Karen, asked the woman to watch a 7-year-old boy for a few hours while she attended an important meeting, right? Linda dropped off her child. She handed the volunteer babysitter a packed lunch for him to eat consisting of vegetable sandwiches and orange juice, right? Vegetable sandwich and orange. Wholesome English. Vegetable sandwich and orange juice. She also told her not to give him any sweets and said he was allergic to almonds, all right? However, when a woman prepared her lunch of roti and biryani sabzi, a type of aubergine curry, the boy called Ben, who we shall call Ben, right, asked if he could take a bite. He ended up loving it and ate 2 rotis. He loved it. You have to understand, the boy loved it, right? She explained in a Reddit post, adding, I was happy to see him gulp it all up, but unfortunately, he was full from the roti, so he barely ate his sandwich. You know, the sandwich and the orange juice. Wholesome English vegetable sandwich and orange juice. That evening, Linda picked up her son and said thank yous and left, right? But she soon returned seeming pretty mad. Sorry, let me do that again. She soon returned seeming pretty mad, right? Saying that her neighbour had no right to feed her son that ethnic food, adding, God knows what's in it. God knows what's in it. She said she was trying to transition her son into that vegan lifestyle, and I just sabotaged it from giving him food he's never even heard of. He's never even heard of, the Redditor said. I tried explaining to her that what he ate was completely vegan friendly, right? And it's very healthy, and needless to say, yummy, or else Ben wouldn't have eaten it all by himself. But she was in no mood to listen. No. She continued, Linda, right, was saying something about how my foods would have been so spicy that it could have caused her son to fall sick. So spicy. I'm worried now. I felt that Ben enjoyed this lunch and he never complained about it being spicy and all, but like, could he really fall sick? She ended her post, but Linda called me an arsehole for feeding other kids without the parents' permission, and I kind of feel like one, because what a dumb, stupid bitch. She then asked fellow users of the platform, am I though? Am I stupid? Is it me? What? My neighbour, let's call her Linda, is a single mother of a sweet little 7-year-old boy called Ben. Linda and I are always cordial to each other in the hallways, but I don't know much about her. Day before yesterday, Linda asked me whether I could watch Ben the next day for a few hours, as she had an important meeting and couldn't find a babysitter, and I agreed. Now, she wasn't paying me, it's just a favour. I didn't expect her to, right? The next day, she dropped off her kid, she gave him his lunch, vegetable sandwich and orange juice, and told me not to give him any candies and that he was allergic to almonds. Fair enough. Ben and I played video games and watched TV and had fun that day. For lunch I made myself roti and brinjal sabzi. Ben asked me whether he could take a bite from my lunch, and then he ended up loving it and ate 2 rotis. I was happy to see him gulp all that up, but unfortunately he was full to the roti, so he barely ate his sandwich, the thing his mum had given him. That evening Linda picked up her son and thanked and left. After a while she came back and seemed pretty mad at me. She told me I had no right to force feed her son ethnic food and God knows what's in it. She said that she was trying to transition her son into the vegan lifestyle and I just sabotaged it from giving him food he's never even heard of. That makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, like, say you're transitioning your son into giving him into a vegan lifestyle and you've just fed him a load of meat and animal byproducts, that would make sense. But stuff you've never heard of, I know this smell. This is the familiar smell of the 80s and 90s English racist. It's very familiar odor of the perfume, right? I tried explaining her that what we ate is completely vegan friendly and is very healthy, needless to say yummy, or else Ben wouldn't have eaten it all by himself, but she was in no mood to listen. She was saying something about how my food would have been so spicy it could have caused her son to fall sick. I'm worried now. I felt that Ben enjoyed his lunch and he never complained about it being spicy and all, but could he really fall sick? Linda called me an arsehole for feeding other kids without the parents' permission, and I kind of feel like one. I don't know. Am I though? Right, yeah, because you do the right thing and you feed someone's child because they're hungry, because all they had was a dry vegetable sandwich and the orange juice. They get a little taste of the spice from around, right? And hold on a second. I'll caveat this in a second. Her message was met with more than 16,000 complaints as fellow Redditors flocked to offer their take on the incident. One wrote, if this had been about trying to convert her son into veganism, which is already an arsehole move on her part, if her son doesn't want to be vegan, then she would have dropped it when she found out that the dish was vegan friendly. Because it was, but that's not what it's about, right? Instead, she kept complaining because it was scary foreign food, right? Any English people listening to me know what this is about already, right? I'll get to the end though. Let's labour through it, right? Another commented, this could have been educational for the kid, but his mum ruined it by being bigoted. Yeah, standard. Another pointed out that Indian dishes are often favorited by people on a plant-based diet. Yeah, standardly, right? She's the first vegan I've ever heard who doesn't appreciate Indian cuisine, they said. Yeah, right? If I had to be vegan, most of my food would be Indian. The spices they use on vegetables is just fantastic. I'll argue it tastes better than a lot of the vegan options, one of the comments said. Meanwhile, others took to issue to Linda's alleged assumption that the food was spicy. I'm sick of the stupid Indian food is spicy thing that everyone seems to think, one complained. Unless a dish is actually supposed to be spicy, then it normally isn't. Another responded to suggestions that the mother was being racist or xenophobic, said it was obvious that Linda is a non-Asian, a non-South Asian who thinks all South Asians eat is extremely spicy food, whereas the South Asian diaspora is pretty diverse with diverse tastes and foods. We all know, all we know is that we'd gladly tuck into some roti and brinjal sabzi right now. Okay, look, we all know what this is about. I gave my son, I sent him round to you with vegetable sandwich and orange juice, and he come home smelling like Preeti Patel, didn't it? Right? He's come home smelling like Preeti Patel. I didn't send him round here to eat none of that foreign spicy food. And trying to cloak it, trying to throw the middle class cloak over the racism, like veganism. I'm vegan, give me a break, right? You sent your son round to be looked after, and he came home smelling like an Asian, right? He came home smelling like, what was the word?
Packy.
What was the word that other guy used? The ginger minge I had on the other,
Packy, called Preeti Patel.
No, I'm not going to use it. Let's say he came home smelling like Preeti Patel. I sent him round there with orange juice. Look, orange juice in which is English. And you come home smelling like Preeti Patel. We are back into the equilibrium of comfortable racism. When you got stories like this floating about, comfortable racism. I send my son round here, he comes home smelling like an Asian. Right? That's where we are. In England right now. Woo! It's Bernard Manning racism. That's where we are. Jim Davidson racism. Woo! And Labour's not doing anything about it. Keir Starmer's useless. As I said, Keir Starmer is white supremacy for white people. Take over your left-wing movement, your movement with spirit, and replace it with this dead guy. Right? So nothing's really going to come from the left in terms of challenging this comfortable racism that we're all now settling into. Remember when that other ginger guy was talking about Preeti Patel? I was telling you, I was like, the smell of it. It's pureed and kneaded, seasoned, left to room temperature to marinate. Yep, this is that old style racism. It's been soaked over the oaks. Yeah, some charcoals, and it's back and it smells. Oh, the smell of it. Yeah, look at that. The boy asked for a taste of his neighbour's roti and aubergine curry and loved it. But there you go. Point is, the kid loved it. It's the parents with the old school.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not